This is beautiful. I think this and the copper is one of the nicest combos on that list. So this is the Orbit Round 2. It starts at about $400, depending on what finish you want. And there's a lot of finishes. This time around, there's a moon, charcoal, gunmetal, titanium, porcelain, choco, which I think choco is really cool, raw, and full copper. Yes, this will come in full copper as well. Full copper is expensive. The full copper bottom and full copper top piece is $650. If you want the normal one with a copper or brass weight, brass is a little bit cheaper than the copper. Let's just say you pick like a gunmetal top with plus a brass bottom, it's $400. If you get a copper bottom and a gunmetal top, it's $440. So depending on which one you want, changes the price. Hot Swap will also change the price by $10 as well. So we got a lot of cool options and combos here. Now, we have reviewed the Orbit, and I thought originally the Orbit was beautiful. It is a nice looking keyboard. And when Rabbit reached out for this one here, I thought, okay, so what's exactly different? We have a few minor changes, really. I'd say one is more notable than the others when it comes to what changes to expect for this. Number one, we're gonna have some different mounting styles, different mounting points rather. It's just been shifted over a smidge. Number two, this is gonna have a cutout for a Venom HE PCB. So that's gonna be inside as well. And then the other change that we'll see is, I believe there was no option for metal daughter board covers. Now there's an option for metal daughter board cutters. Small change. Then number four, they're changing the long feet to short feet. And I actually have the other Orbit ready to go to show you guys too, so we can do some cross comparisons there. Now, the one change right off the bat that I'm a little sad about, and I mean, I think Rabbit knows this is coming. There is this time the really cool raw or stainless steel bottom, which has that excellent design finish, just like we saw on the 60% version. I would have loved to see some design being done to the back of this keyboard too, because it is already such an elegant and beautiful and just like a timeless looking keyboard. I really like this color combo, by the way. This is the titanium top color. I would have loved to see this pattern just done on the bottom as well. Even if it was a very subtle engraving, I think this would have looked great on the bottom. Now, I will say, it is a good looking keyboard. I'm gonna give the same criticism to the round one, but you know, I think I also wanna add this in. If this would have been on the bottom, because I want it in the inside as well, because this does change, like stuff like this does help shape sound profiles. I would love to see this on the bottom. I get that we have the really cool version, the stainless version, which has a bunch of cool patterns and stuff, but I will say this, based off the feedback from even the video I did last time and just some of the people who bought the round one, some people seem like they prefer the basic bottom. I think it's fair to kind of look at that criticism as well as maybe all of us saying, hey, we kind of want something fun on the bottom too. Dude, I gotta admit, if this was on the bottom, this would be like instant perfection to me. Personal preference, it doesn't have to be there. I just think it would have been a nice touch to kind of convey some of this beautiful, thoughtful ripple design on the bottom as well, just right off the bat. But what else do we have with this? Well, first of all, this color, I have to admit, there's two colors on this entire list that I was excited to see, and I'm happy that I got to see the titanium one. I'd say this and the choco are my favorite. Like it's a chocolate, I don't know what it looks like in person. This is beautiful. I think this and the copper is one of the nicest combos on that list. It looks so good. A gorgeous, gorgeous color. It's perfect. We still got that same beautiful side profile. Very, very, very elegant. Slight curve. Love this color. And again, it just works. We have that taper down the middle over here. Beautiful back piece, you know, with the weight lip just kind of revealing itself so you get a little bit of both. Now, this might seem like a small change, but believe it or not, this might be the biggest change of this board, is going from these long feet to these shorter feet. And not for nothing, everyone has their different viewpoints on this. I think this is a smart move. The longer feet, I think a lot of people are actually starting to get a little sick of these longer feet because they create this kind of thuddier sound profile, which is personal preference at the end of the day. So I do appreciate going with the shorter feet here opposed to the longer feet. I think that's a good move. The side profiles are lovely. I even like the sharper, still rounded corners. It's a good looking board. Absolutely amazing. All right, so what do we got in here? We have PCB. There's also a hot swap PCB. We're gonna do solder. So we have a plastic plate. These are the force brakes. And then we have all the different durometers and hardnesses of the silicone over here. And then foam. Foam I'm not going to use today, but maybe some people will find some value in that. And we're using a PP plate. In terms of PCB compatibility, let's actually take a look at the hot swap one too. The hot swap one is a little lackluster. And I say this with love to anyone who's designing projects and looking to do hot swap PCBs. I appreciate that this has a 7U. You know, for me, it makes sense. However, I want everyone who's designing keyboards to keep this in mind. Even with higher end boards these days, I would like to see some spacebar options, maybe some options on the backspace over here. I mean, it'd be nice to have some ISO support on the hot swap too, but not for nothing. The PCB is fine in this case here. You do get step caps, which is your only option. It is pretty damn fixed though. But I do try to advocate for having as many layout possibilities with the hot swap unit. With that being said, you can still also just buy a solderable unit. There are some benefits to going solder, but just to keep that in mind, it's not really a huge point of criticism for the more expensive boards, I guess. We're gonna use the solderable one today because I just like soldering switches in. I've prepared some milky yellows. Let's test these out. But yeah, I'm using 57 gram springs today. Time to open this bad boy up. Look at this beautiful slab of copper. Bro spanked the keyboard. This baby can fit so many keys in it. Anyways, we're going to do the daughter board now. Give me 1 second while I unscrew all these things. Another copper bottom? 2024 is the year of copper. I thought maybe it'd be a layout thing. No, it is the year of us picking copper for everything in keyboards. I still don't quite understand how you want us to put these on. Do they get put here and then flipped on the inside? Sticking along the edge? Just like that, Rabbit? Simple? Okay. I'm going to choose... I'm assuming black is the highest density, highest durometer here. I think this is 90 or 80. So in terms of mounting points on this particular PCB, we have mounting points here and here. So far enough away, which is perfect. Hell, you can even choose to not put any of these little tadpole-esque mounts on them. I love the little cover though. The little cover for the daughter board is really elegant too. It's a nice little solution. Look at that, it's coming together, everybody. It's coming together. Let's screw this all together. And with screwing, just make sure you go enough until you feel some sort of force. Don't overscrew any of the screws ever in any case, no matter what it is. Just be careful with that. There's a lot to like about this board. The board is gorgeous. It's thin side bezels. I mean, it just has such an elegant side profile, as you guys can see. The curve, it is very, very elegant. It's beautiful. Even the back over here looks great too. What a nice color this is. The ano is good quality. The copper is fantastic. Let's put some keycaps on this bad boy. Oh, Boneyard's a really... Who suggested? There's two people that asked me to do this. What an excellent choice Boneyard was. Very, very nice choice. This is already looking fantastic. Ooh, this is going to be nice. So this is the finished board with Boneyard. Or finished board, yeah, with Boneyard. That was a tongue twister for whatever reason. Looks great. I love the titanium color. All right, so we're using Gatoron Milky Yellows. They're filmed with Desky films, and they're using a TX long spring 57 gram done with GS2 lube. We are using GMK Boneyard, a polypropylene plate. We are using the 80A durometer tadpole gaskets. And then this is the titanium top with copper bottom. And then, we're using the Type Plus stabilizers. I mean, this sounds fantastic. I don't think this sounds thin at all. You'd probably have a more fuller sound profile with the aluminum plate. 68 tadpoles, you could go with something a bit softer, and maybe that's what we'll do for the spacebar. I'm actually wanting to open this up just to experiment a little bit with the tadpoles. Just because I don't think I've actually used a plastic plate for this board. It sounds really good though. Actually, even with ADA, it feels really good too. I still think the rest are gonna stick at 80A for me. Oh yeah, okay, this feel, I don't know about sound, but that feels a lot better with the lighter gaskets on the bottom. Feels good. I want to try the other spring again, the heavier spring, because this is a light spring on this one, but I want to try the heavier one. So this is more of a personal thing I'm doing. One moment, please. God, sometimes it is incredibly difficult to push these in. Do I like this spring? I'm not sure. Hold on, let me get the other orbit for you guys. So this orbit, what did I have in this? I don't remember now. This has clack bits in it. So this is a very, very, very different PCB, or not PCB, plate assembly. I think this was also aluminum, wasn't it? No, this was polycarbonate. I mean, it still sounds really good. I do like this one more, probably due to, I mean, I think I like that one there just due to switch choice. That's literally it. But no, this sounds great. I'm really happy with this. Fully built, around 2.6-ish, 2.58 kilos. Some strong points about the board. I think aesthetics-wise, you can't go wrong with this. It's super simple. A very thin side bezel, which I think looks absolutely fantastic on the board. Makes it look classy. You get really sharp but slightly rounded corners, which I think look really good on this board. And then I think the main draw point, if you're into simple, elegant kind of ways people do things, this curve down the side over here looks amazing. The taper following that curve looks really good too. And then it just, I don't know, it just looks elegant. It's nice. The back of this board, we've seen this done in a few boards, but carrying on that weight to kind of show on the back looks really good too. Recessed USB-C port. The smaller feet are the biggest change compared to the R1. Amazing choice to go with this. 17 mil, I was about to say 17.4, but no, 17 mil. Very low front height, makes this amazing for typing. You don't have to kind of raise your wrists and feel kind of weird. You can kind of float your wrists a little bit without having to go overboard. And then a 7-degree typing angle. So pretty nice. I don't think there's going to be disappointment purchasing this. Really just a round two, but amazing. Still awesome. Love it. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Love you and see you guys soon. Bye. I mean, this sounds fantastic.